I forgot to grab my tripod before I came out, but I just wanted to give you a walk around the garden and show you what it looks like all closed up, for the most part. Obviously our bed that was full of sunflowers and ground cherries is empty. We've had pies and all kinds of good nummies out of the ground cherries, both here and up on the deck. And I have 4-quart freezer bags overfull in the freezer. So, hey, there's Matt mowing on the other side of the street. Now, what I've done for now, not just I, but I had help, obviously, because I have over 100 buckets in my garden. Because they have the net cups on the bottom, and you can't just set them down. Here, I'll show you. See the net cups protruding from the bottom of the buckets? You can't set them down on the net cups because that would break them. So what I've done, and also because they're full of water, kind of, the soil is very wet, I've just set them down on the ground to let them run out as much water as they're going to. And then I took the rain gutters and flipped them upside down. Everything stays in place this way. I'm still deciding whether or not I want to throw a cheap trash bag over every bucket. The buckets still have the stems and the roots from what I grew in them this year. And that's because I'm going to reuse the potting mix that's in them, but I didn't want to break it all loose and have to find a place to store it, or, you know, have it all fallen out of the buckets. So next spring, I'll take each bucket individually with my wheelbarrow. I will pull out the root balls, clean as much potting mix off of them as I can, you know, put the soil in the wheelbarrow and recondition it. Back there, you can see the trellis still has some loofah gourd vines on it. I ended up with like one medium size and one really small loofah. Very disappointing, but not unexpected. You never know what's going to happen when you garden and when you grow something that you've never grown before and that I've never seen grown in a rain gutter grow system. The roots on the loofahs came out so thick and filled the entire rain gutter. Will not attempt that again. If I want to grow loofah, I'll plant them directly in the ground. Alrighty, and over here, obviously, you can see the rest of the bean buckets and the tomato buckets. I did move all the carrots up here to the first 2 rows so that, you know, they're just not scattered out. They're easier to get to. I only have to put water in 2 gutters, if I even do, before the end of the year. I don't know, you know, the carrots haven't amounted to much yet, other than a whole bunch of really pretty green tops. We've had a couple of night freezes, but they've just been temporary. Today's a beautiful day. I'm actually wearing shorts outside. Woohoo! And so that's what I'm doing with the last 10 buckets and 2 gutters that have not been winterized. I'm gonna leave Polly the propane tank out there on the picnic table. You know, she's strapped down tight and she's already starting to fade and everything that she's gonna be living outside. I haven't closed up my hoop shed yet because the grass is green enough and it's wet enough. I'm gonna need to mow at least one more time. I don't know if you can see these long stalks in the grass. Those are stalks from my sunflower plants. And my husband Bubba, who passed away on the 28th of September, hated sunflowers. He just hated them. He thought they were dirty and awful. And the biggest joke was about sunflower plants. I loved them. I thought they were beautiful. I intended to harvest the seeds from them. But what happened, and what is one of the very last memories that my parents and I have of Bubba is that I had pulled the sunflower plants out of the bed. They were done, you know, the plants were, they were done. And so I just broke them off and tossed them out here onto the yard. There were lots and lots of blooms and seeds, and oh man, I was gonna harvest them. It was gonna be great. And I tossed them out here on the yard, and then I had to go to the house for something, and I didn't get back out here to harvest them. So next thing you know, it's time to mow again. And I asked Bubba if he could mow, because he really does enjoy it. And I've always just kind of taken it upon myself because I assume that I enjoy it more. And the last time he mowed, Mom and I and Dad were standing in the driveway over there. They were picking up their dogs or dropping off their dogs or something, and we're standing in the driveway, and we hear, woohoo! And we look over here in the yard where Bubba is mowing, and he has the biggest grin on his face because he is driving the lawnmower over all of my sunflower plants. It was the most hilarious thing. Oh my goodness. And it was such a perfect memory, you know, to leave Dad with. You know, Dad wanted to remember him that way. And it was just hilarious. He was out here, you know, in his, probably wearing his green flannel shirt and his Amish looking straw hat, and he was on the zero turn, and he was just a hooping and a holler, and then he'd turn around and he'd look and he'd say, oh, didn't get them all, and he'd make another circle and he'd come back by and he would run over the sunflowers again. So what a fantastic memory to have. And next year, when all the sunflowers start to grow out here in the yard where he so politely showered the seeds, it will be a Bubba Brooks Memorial Garden. All right, everybody. I came out, I think, second to last bucket full in the compost turner today. I still have those 2 tubs underneath it that have some plants. You know, waiting for everything to settle down inside so there was more room. And then I went and filled it with ground cherries. But soon, it'll be down far enough we can put the rest of those plants in, and it'll be done for the year too. I'm not going to gather up any more compost from the house because it's almost winter. And this is Iowa. It ain't heaven, folks. It is Iowa. Alrighty. I thank you so much for joining me today. I love you dearly. And I'm going to get back in the house and get busy on another one of today's most important projects. And I'll probably share that with you too. Catch you later.